welcome to Beyond Sunday, a podcast of Schweitzer Church. I'm your host, Corey Lucivo, and today we're joined in the studio by Stephanie Taylor.
Hey, Corey, thanks for having me.
Hey, so you have, for the last year and a half now, been working in a couple of vertical communities, apartment complexes in town, right? And so my understanding is that there are some new developments with that that are more recent. What can you tell me about that?
Well, yes, you're correct. I started in the vertical communities or apartment complexes in Northwest Springfield, April of 2024. And we've done several community events, craft style events, things that just allow people to gather together. Recently, we've been doing Bible studies and hosting Alpha, but our most recent venture is we have actually started the Garden Community Church at the Nordic Landing campus.
That's great. That's great. And so what's the difference there? What makes the Garden Community Church different from the work you've been doing?
So it's different, and there's an intentionality of Christian community, like a faith community. We have dinner church there on Sundays. We've been doing it for about 2 months now, getting ready to start on our third month this Sunday, actually.
That's great. And what does that actually look like on a weekly basis?
Okay, so dinner church is a little different. It's not what you would see at Schweitzer. We don't have the pews or choir. But it is just a time of fellowship and intentional time together where we eat together. So we break bread together. It's very early Acts style. We start our evening off praying before the meal. We eat together. Residents contribute to the meal. And then we go into a time of being in the Word. And so we have a sermon, a scripture-based sermon. There's tithes and offerings that are taken. There's prayer that's happening. And on the first Sunday of the month, we take part in communion.
Yeah. So a lot of the same elements that you'd see at Schweitzer, just a bit of a remix for a different context, right?
Yes. I think one of the great things about it, and one of my favorite things, is it's so casual, and it's a community of people who live together, okay? They don't live in the same, one apartment, but they live in the same complex. You know, they live in the same apartment complex, and so they see each other on a daily basis. There's a familial relationship that's forming, and so there's a comfort level that allows people to ask questions. So sometimes I'll be preaching, and I'll just see a hand go up, and I have no problem stopping where I'm at and having somebody ask a question. And a lot of times somebody else might have that same question and not really feel like they can ask. In this setting, you're free to ask questions.
Yeah, very similar to Alpha, in fact.
Yes.
In that regard, that safe space to ask questions.
Absolutely.
So over the last couple months, what's been the response to this? So what have you seen coming out of it?
The response has been overwhelmingly positive. It is a small space, and we generally have the same residents, but we've had residents actually move away from the complex and return for Sunday church.
That's great.
They return for Sunday church. They return. We do the Chosen Bible study on Thursday nights. They return for that, even though they don't live in the apartment complex anymore. Some Sundays, residents that attend church will see people in the parking lot gathering, and they'll walk out there and invite other people in.
Wow. So I did want to come back to the name, the Garden Community Church. Tell me about that. Where did that name come from?
So the name just goes back to the first garden, the Garden of Eden and God's original plan for creation, and how that's what we're all working towards, right? We're trying to get back to his original plan. And so, and it's a community. So the Garden Community Church was born. And so it's a place where people can grow in their faith. Um, and it's just a great place to be on Sunday nights.
Yeah, yeah. So if there's someone who wanted to be involved, wanted to help out in some way, what would be kind of a next step for that, and what might that involvement look like?
Prayer is always welcomed and appreciated.
Hmm.
I can definitely see the power of prayer. I know specific people who have been praying for the Garden Community Church, and just seeing what God's doing there. I know that prayers are being answered. It is a low income community, so financial resources are always needed. They
Hmm.
give what they can. Sometimes that's not a whole lot. And so financial resources and prayer are a
Hmm.
great way to offer support.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and to everyone listening and watching. Appreciate you being here, and we will see you on Sunday and beyond.
Thank you.